Hello, welcome. Another day of 14. I'm going to be picking up quests. And yeah, here we go. They all lead to dungeons. So that's why I'm picking them up. So it is true that you triumphed over the siren. Words cannot express my gratitude. My only regret is that my dear brother could not be here today to hear that our father's death has been avenged. He set sail with his crew 3 years past, you see, and has yet to return shore. But I hold, I hold out hope that his ship shall come sailing into harbor any day now, and on that day I shall be the first to share with him the news of your triumph. In the meanwhile, however, we can finally press on the restoration of ffxiv. I must get to work at once. I would be much in your debt if you could inform Master Mimoda that the coast is clear for us to begin. You've done it, sent the bloody siren screeching and squeaking to the murky depths what she came. You've done us all a great service today, lass. If ye wouldn't mind regale old Mendoza's ears with a tale of the foul wench's last song. What's that? Ye had to fend off a ghostly crew wearing the sudden suds of maelstrom men? 'Tis as I feared, the poor lass, my heart goes out to her. 'Twas 3 years ago to the day, give or take a moon. A crew of Maelstrom finest set sail on routine patrol, but ain't nothing routine in these parts, and they not return to shore. Rumors spread quick like that it was a siren song what led the vessel to a watery grave. Maelstrom command jumped to quiet the talk. Ill tidings were already too easily to come by in those days after the calamity. But those of us in the know, we knew. Like father, like son. Last promise this old sod you'll spare poor Diamanda the truth. Last has already suffered more than her share. Diamanda, this cannot be. My brother is still alive at sea. The search effort continues. Master Momoda, you yourself have told me the same. Forgive me, Missy, I never meant to deceive. The maelstrom made me swear a vow, you see, that I'd keep the truth buried deep in. Ah, bugger me now, and bugger me. Bugger me, vow, and bugger me. Truth is, the scurvy coward just couldn't summon the nerve to tell you the truth. Diamanda, can you ever forgive a sorry old sod? There is no need for forgiveness, Master Mimoda, for the true coward is me. In my heart I have always known these adventure deeds, and your words have finally given me the courage to face the truth. I am a woman grown. The time for clinging to childish dreams has passed. I must look to the future. My smithing skills are still wanting, but I will not falter from the task. Pharosaurus will burn bright once more, a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. The fell songs of the sea have claimed their last victim. I shall see to it with my own two hands. Strong words, lass. I trust you'll not forget 'em when your paws are all bloody and blistery. My hands, why, I'll clench my hammer with my teeth if need be, father. Brother, do you hear me? Your deaths will not be in vain. Sergeant Son. Perfect timing as always. We're in need of your talents to deal with some trouble brewing over the Isles of Umbra. Seeing a pack of kobolds made a grab for Ferris Cyrus, the smiths working on the restoration barely made it out alive. Maelstrom commands drawing up plans to take back the tower, with Master Mimoda advising on how things stand on the ground, but when they asked him for his opinion, he kept going on about some adventurer from long past that helped him drive off the siren from the same spot. Now, no disrespect to the old fellow, but he don't have the firmest grasp on what happened when, so we couldn't help wondering if maybe his your was none other than your fine self, you being a siren slayer and all. So what do you say, willing to lend us and relighting the beacon? I knew I could count on ye. One of our storm flyers is making the final preparations at the airship landing right now. Tell her Tranchit sent ye and she'll give ye the particulars. Sergeant Sun, we are honored to have you with us. The situation is developing even as we speak, but I will do my best to explain what we know. According to Master Mimoda, he and his fellow smiths barely escaped with their lives when the kobolds began scattering bombs around the lighthouse foundations. He believes the beastmen intend to blow Ferroceras to pieces, thus disrupting our most vital supply route to and from western Las Nosca. Needless to say, they cannot be permitted to succeed. We must act swiftly before wrecks begin to pile up around Aleport. That is where you come in. The kobolds have sealed off the ground entrance, so we propose to take you to the top of the tower by airship. Once there, you will proceed inside and see the bombs, along with any kobolds you encounter. The maelstrom will then bring up the rear and secure the area. Before we proceed, I must stress the need for caution. Master Mimoda suspects that if the kobolds are bent upon destroying Ferroceras, they will have more than a handful of flaming poison at their disposal. One inopportune explosion could set the restoration back by moons, if not years. You know as well as I do how volatile bombs can be. If we are to save the beacon, we had best leave soon. Okay. Full glad am I of your presence, Yo. The 12 Woods has needs of your unyielding courage once more. Following your deeds in the lost city of Amdor, we've had thought the darkness lifted, its haunted walls freed from nightmare. Thus did we enter the ruins, this elementals at our side, intent upon returning that decaying edifice to the forest, only for our immortal companions to withdraw without warning. From their agitated whisperings, we later gleaned that an eternity of daunting power yet lingers within the bowels of the city. And until this being is put down, the elementals appear loath to return. I pray you visit Rayo's center where she awaits at Camp Tranquil and answer her plea for assistance. The intrepid adventurer who braved the darkness of the lost city. To no other would I entrust this task. Lest you wonder, I do not doubt your success in expunging the darkness which took root in the ruins before. The heart of that evil was excised without question, but it would seem that some other power lay dormant beneath the stones, all while its presence invisible to our senses. Plainly, however, that power is now very much awake. The elementals' panic attests to that. Quieting them will be no small task. While my fellows and I endeavor to persuade the elementals to rejoin us, I would have you venture into the city once more, find the source of this new disturbance, and do what must be done. The word bearer Alfie yet stands guard at the gate. I dare say he has not forgotten you. Ask and he will let you pass. When I heard about this new trouble in the lost city, I thought you might be back, not one to leave a job half finished, eh? Were you to step in their outfit to frighten the elemental is not to be taken lightly, be you favored or sincere or not. Whatever horror rose to fill the void left by the last blight, it was terrible enough to send the elementals scurrying for the safety of the forest, and that's all I can tell you, I'm afraid. Okay. Well, look who's back in Limsa Lamonza. Me and the chief were just talking about ye at the wench, you know. Come to think of it, wait here, I'll go and get him. 'Tis his resting day. But he wanted to speak to ye, something about Hullbreaker. Glad to see you back. Yo, every time I hear your name, I'm reminded of how you helped us salvage that coffer from Hullbreaker Isle. You did me a great favor last, though the rumors of Miss Beard's treasure soon died down. I couldn't abide the thought of having the horror picked apart by vultures. So I petitioned the Admiral to sanction the establishment of a camp on the island for the purpose of hosting training exercises. I reasoned that the place was remote enough to give our recruits a proper taste of combat. But truth be told, with all the administrative duties asked of them these days, I'm more worried about our finest going soft. Sparring with your comrades might keep the rust from your blade, but it won't stop it from going dull. That being the case, I thought I might ask for your help in a little sharpening exercise. Remind them what it feels like to be in a real fight. The chief was hoping you might run the Maelstrom training gauntlet and give our elites a good going over. Nothing too rough, like just a few missing teeth and the old cracked ribs, savvy? Assuming you're willing, come find me at the Morbury docks when you're ready and I'll arrange to the Hullbreaker for you and your mates. The boat that ferries the men to Hullbreaker casts off from Morby dry docks. Meet me there and I'll get you squared away. Ever since we took control of that rocket, it's been my job to keep an eye on the skies over the sealed days. When the mystery main of the Doxy pole sweeps in, there ain't no point weighing anchors as you can't see 'em ill in front of your face. Long story short, I have to stay here and watch the weather, but I'll be listening out for word of how you get on. Thanks for agreeing to do this, by the way. Having a fabled hero like yourself go through the same regiment as the infantrymen do wonders for morale. Any road, the weather seems to be behaving just fine now. So let me know when your crew's ready to be ferried over. We'll get everything else in place in the meantime. Give them Storm Elites a bloody nose from me, eh? Tain't what you might call a definitive pattern, but I've noticed the mist tends to thin after the gales of great storms sweep over the Rato. 'Tis as if the navigator's clearing the way for us, eh? Okay. Now here's the adventure I was looking for. I've got a job that needs doing and something tells me you're just the one to do it. Now stop me if I've got this wrong, but a little bird told me that you'd been in and out of the great Google library and that a walking, talking broom of all things showed you the way in. Well, I suppose that latter bit's neither here nor there. Long story short, a certain personage has something they want from that library, a hefty leather-bound tome to be exact, and they've tasked me with finding the right woman to retrieve it. There's just one rub, seems some Heedle's interloper, mind you. I'm not looking to point fingers here. Left the door to the forbidden vaults wide open, allowing what seems like every void sent and ensorcered eld abomination in the Encyclopedia Eorzea to saunter right in. A right mess, I'm sure you agree. Fortunately, the stabbing lass standing in front of me knows the place like the back of her hand. I just need you to make, like your bloom friend, sweep out the nasties and retrieve the tome for my client. Simple enough, right? I'll meet you there. Ah, there you are. Good to see a woman who doesn't shy away from a challenge. You'll see a sturdy looking door just ahead to your left. That'd be the entrance to the Forbidden Vaults. This is as far as I can take you. It is my contract, you see. Anyhow, my client and I are both counting on you to retrieve that tome. Watch your back in there and try to keep it down. It is a library after all. You'll find the entrance to the vaults just ahead on your left. My client and I are both counting on you to retrieve that tome, so watch your back in there and try to keep it down. Look, oh, yep, same dialogue. Ah, you're Yo, aren't you? I found you at last, Koopa. Boyd's fear asked me to come find you, and I've been searching high and low and near and far, Koopa. Do you see how difficult it is to look for someone while trying to stay unseen yourself? Well, never mind about that now. There are more important things to worry about, Koopa. Voidmere was very insistent that I hurry you back to Sawmal Summit as soon as possible. So, on your way, Koopa. Right, well, that's my job done. I'll go ahead and let Voidfear know you're coming. See you there, Koopa. Well, it's about time. Voidfear has been waiting for you, and it's hardly a good idea to keep a dragon waiting, Koopa. Thou hast discharged thy duty admirably, child of Mogholm. And greetings to thee, warrior of warriors. Thou dost have my gratitude for thy hasty arrival. I have bid thee hence to Sawmal to aid in the quieting of these sacred grounds. When Nidhogg did meet his end, his minions quit the slopes of the mountain, and its once tranquil passages have become home to all manner of beastly intruders. And worse, the fires at the core of Sawmal rage and swell as if roiled by some unwelcome parasite. The spirits of our fallen will find no rest until this disturbance is calmed. Thus would I have thee descend unto the mountain's depths and sweep clean Sawmal's stony halls. Wouldst that I could perform the deed myself? Alas, my girth prevents ready passage through the caverns leading unto the mountain's molten heart. Wilt thou accept this charge I lay upon thee? Thou art generous of spirit, child of man. Know that I shall not sit idly by whilst thou toilst within those winged nuisances whose screeches rend the air above the summit will soon learn of my displeasure. I sincerely hope Voidfear never thinks of me as a winged nuisance. Anyway, good luck in there, Koopa. Am I going with you? I think I'd better stay out here in case any of those nasties try to slip past into Mogholm, Koopa. Okay. I'll be back.